Hello and welcome back to the Give and Go. I'm your coach Reynoso here with my boy
Soltero. What's up, y'all?
These World Cup qualifiers, bro.
Yeah.
These World Cup qualifiers. Oh my God. Folks, if you're following us on this journey, if you're following a team in the build-up to the greatest tournament in the world, subscribe to the channel because we are watching so many games. I think I saw over 20 today, bro. And we've seen so many for the past week and a half.
Yep.
It finally comes to an end for this month specifically.
Yep.
So please like this video, thumbs up, comment down below how you feeling after the World Cup qualifiers. And let's talk some ball, bro, because we had yet another day full of super emotional, super important headlines and narratives in the international game of football. Let's start in South America with Bolivia. Bolivia, bro. Fans, players, everybody in tears as Bolivia pulls off the incredible and they get a 1-0 victory against Brazil at home while Venezuela, man, suffers one of the most devastating defeats in their history. 3-6 to Colombia, bro. Luis Suarez hat trick or even 4 goals. I think he might have gotten 4 goals.
He got 4.
Bolivia, though, incredible story. They've done it. They're qualifying to the Interconfederation playoff. Job is not done yet.
It's not done. Life has been given to Bolivia. Can they qualify for the World Cup? Well, they'll be able to answer that themselves now. They needed a victory in Bolivia against, a slightly shaky Brazil, but they also needed Colombia to beat Venezuela.
Yes.
Even just a Bolivia win wasn't going to be enough, and it went their way. It completely went their way. A penalty is drawn in the Bolivia match, specifically Miguelito, with probably the biggest shot he'll ever have in his career, potentially. Steps up to the plate and he puts it home expertly, man. I honestly was nervous for him, bro.
21 years old.
I didn't even want to think what would happen if he missed it. I just crossed my fingers and I said, God, let's see what happens here, brother.
Oh, man.
And he puts it home.
Yeah. Alisson was looking menacing, too, bro. He got his hands on it. He almost saved it, bro.
Yeah.
One of the biggest penalties in Bolivia's history. And for the first time since 1994, Bolivia continues their journey towards potentially qualifying to the World Cup, because that's the thing. All of that drama, all of those scenes is so that they can go to the Interconfederation playoff where potentially they might be a seeded team because of the current ranking. It just depends on the other teams that qualify out of the other regions. If they are seeded, then they get to skip out on an entire set of games and they await the winner of those first round matches. But if they're unseeded, if there's a team that's ranked higher than them or a couple teams ranked higher than them, then they'll have to play, I think, 2 sets of matches, 2 straight victories to hopefully get into the World Cup. It's going to get crazy. It's going to get crazy because these other federations, as we've seen, have really good teams even at the lower levels. So nothing is guaranteed yet, but at the very least, hope is alive for Bolivia as it completely dies for Venezuela.
Tragedy in Venezuela, man. I don't think I've ever seen this dramatic of a loss, especially the way this one went, because the way it started, Segovia putting an entire nation on his back, saying, we don't need to worry about it. I got us. What a banger he scored. What a banger. And it was in the 3rd minute. It was a dream start. Yeah. Bolivia, at that point, they're like, oh, shit, all right, I guess we can't do anything about that.
Yeah, they're done. Cooked.
Then Yerry Mina comes in and he gets big. And Ferrares, you got to stay on your feet, brother. You got to stay on your feet. Do whatever you can. A little tiny push in the back. He falls to his knees. Mina stays up big. He gets the equalizer. But the thing is, it wasn't done for Venezuela because they immediately respond back. Josef Martinez takes advantage of a bobble from Mier. 2-1 immediately Venezuela. Things are okay.
Yeah.
Things are
We're going to be okay.
Good.
We're going to be okay. Well, you want me to take it from here?
Luis Suarez.
The name Luis Suarez continues to haunt South Americans. Oh my God, dude. 4 goals. 4 goals, dude. Just back to back.
In a row, bro. But that's the thing. It was 2-1, right?
Yeah.
And at this point, you're like, all right, Bolivia, it doesn't even matter what happens. Even if they're winning, it's still Venezuela's. We go into halftime, and it's actually Bolivia in Venezuela's position. It's Bolivia at halftime going to the World Cup Interconfederational playoffs. So, but it's okay. It's 2-2. It's 2-2 in Venezuela. They just need one goal, and it doesn't matter what happens in the other game. They're at home. The crowd is looking beautiful. The crowd is backing you. Let's reset at halftime. Let's reset. Let's gather our thoughts. Let's gather our nerves, and let's focus, boys. 50th minute.
Yeah.
5 minutes into the second half, Luis Suarez gets his second, and from that point on, disaster. One of the craziest implosions I've ever seen at the international level.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way to phrase it, because you see the scoreline. It's 6 goals, dude. It's 6 goals. This isn't a 1-0 loss. It's not a 2-1, 3-2 even. It's 6, bro. That tells me that after they conceded that third one, I felt it too, just watching it, that it just took the soul out of me. Seeing Colombia be weirdly aggressive towards Venezuela, really going at them. Whereas Brazil basically fielded their B- team and didn't even look like interested in the game. Colombia arrives to Venezuela thinking some very nasty things, bro. So, I mean, that's between y'all to figure out, Venezuelans and Colombians. But damn, dude, Colombia came to kill today, and they did it, bro. 6 goals means that they didn't even feel bad about it.
No, man.
It's fucked up, man.
It's fucked up. Clásico de las arepas. And they taste way better in Colombia, I guess, man.
I guess so, bro. But you know what hurts me? What kills me so much is to see a guy like Salomón Rondón not get the chance. To be able to go.
Don't go down this
here's
route.
a caveat, right? Because I was saying about, veterans that have been trying to go to the World Cup for a long time that deserve it. Rondon represents that. 35 years old. Who knows if he'll ever get a chance again? At 39, I don't think so. It's going to be very, very tough. But on the other side, Bolivia, you got Ozempic Lampe, bro. Skinny boy Lampe now. Hey, he's basically the same thing.
Okay.
That's what I was realizing watching the game, bro.
There you go.
I realized, bro.
He
Lampe,
gets in. Lampe, well,
38 years old, but he continues his dream.
Continues.
So if you feel about Rondon, think about Carlos Lampe, bro, because I've been watching this guy for such a long time. Weirdly skinny now, 38 years old, and he continues his journey.
But it just hurts worse for Venezuela, though, to end, because every team in South America has been to a World Cup except for Venezuela. And when Chile and Peru are playing as bad of football as they are right now, and you still can't get a spot when 7 spots are up for it and you can't do it, I just don't know what else it needs to go Venezuela's way, bro.
That's true.
I really don't. And that's why I like your take here for Lampe and for all of Bolivia, because they took advantage. When they took advantage, the way that they used their home as basically a fortress to make sure that they got all their points that they could. Congratulations, because that's how Bolivia did it. What home performances that they were able to pull off. And now let's see if they can somehow mimic those performances in the playoff setting.
Moving on to UEFA, we had crazy results today in this region. Producer Rudd, I want you to guess the result of Norway versus Moldova with the pretext that it's a crazy, ridiculous scoreline. I want to see, if I just tee it up to you, if you can get it right, because that's how crazy this score was. Producer Rudd, what is your guess?
Give me a 4-3 Norway.
Producer Rudd is saying 4-3 Norway as the ridiculous result we saw between Norway and Moldova. The ultimate result of this game, 11-1. 11-1. We're talking double-digit goals in the modern era of football.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen this in a real. Didn't France do this to Gibraltar a while back?
Right.
Is it double digits? I can't remember, bro. This is ridiculous. Holland with a perfect 10 out of 10 performance with 5 goals, 2 assists. Odegaard 2 assists and a goal. Ridiculous. Everybody got involved. Norway kills Moldova at home 11-1 to respond to Italy's impressive window. Norway maintaining first place and showcasing they want to go to the World Cup.
If you want to get entertained, watch Norwegian football right now. Holland with a quintuplet. Odegaard showcasing why he's one of the best playmakers in the game right now. Nusa slicing and dicing like Chef Gordon Ramsay in the fucking kitchen, man. It's crazy. Norway's going off right now. We talked yesterday about Switzerland being dark horses going into this World Cup. Right now, the way Norway's playing, I think we have to say Norway's a definite dark horse going into the World Cup. The way they're playing right now offensively, I think they can play against anybody.
I like it, man. This is what I was hoping for Norwegian football at the international level from 4 years back when you started to see the rise of Odegaard and Haaland. It's nice that these pieces are rising to the occasion as well, too, with Ryerson in that fullback position, Nusa in the left wing, and today we saw Asgard get a couple goals as well. Norway is rising at the perfect time. Norway is going to go to the World Cup if they continue playing like this. Really good result. Obviously, Moldova is very, very weak, but this was needed. 5 games, 5 wins, 15 points. Norway gets the dub.
My deep, deep condolences to Moldova. I hope they're okay.
Important results in Group H today with Bosnia and Herzegovina hosting Austria. Austria coming off of a questionable performance against Cyprus where they only won 1-0. And Bosnia and Herzegovina coming off of a good winning streak in first place position. Huge game for both sides. Austria getting the dub.
This was a tight game, and even tighter if you're going for Austria, knowing what was on the line today. This was a hell of a game. Not a lot between these two. If you're Bosnian, maybe you'll even feel a little unlucky because they played really good today. I don't even know if they deserve the loss, but Austria worked for this, man. They worked for every single inch on this pitch. This was a hell of a match, a really good mid-tier European battle.
Yeah.
But for Austria, this is good. Ultimately, I will say though, they still don't look as sharp. They still look a little bit slow on the ball. They still look a half step off the ball when I'm so used to seeing them be so aggressive in the high press. It's just not fully there for Austria. But despite that, they get a huge win on the road here. So I think for Austria, this is job done. Now they put themselves in the driver's seat to get automatic qualification for World Cup.
Much needed result for them. I agree. They don't look as electric as before. Even looking at the goals today, it was incredible individual brilliance from Sabitzer with an insane finish. Marcel Sabitzer has been doing Marcel Sabitzer things for such a long time now. It feels like he always comes up in big moments for Austria and Dortmund. Incredible goal to break the deadlock initially. Dzeko ties it right away a minute later. But then that second goal is just an unlucky bounce for Bosnia that lands at Konrad Lamer's feet. He puts it through 2-1 Austria. They defend the rest of the way. Big result, though. Big result. And with the game in hand, it looks like first place is theirs for the taking if they can continue winning these matches.
We gotta find a still of Ralph Ragnick riding that dirt bike, though. I don't know if anybody saw it, but please go look
I'll
this up.
I'll overlay it in the edit.
I have not seen anything like that in the world of football, man, but he's got a hell of a ride out there.
In this group, we saw Cyprus, the greatest Cyprus of all time, tie Romania after being down 2-0 to Romania. Dragu's brace in those first 20 minutes, and Cyprus comes back at home to tie it. They each share a point. Romania and Cyprus both looking out of the World Cup race.
Yeah, and what hurts here is Cyprus had it. There was a chance literally in the 90th minute. It's 2v1 Cyprus with the ball going at Romania's goal. There was a pass that could have been had, and instead the striker shoots it straight at the goalkeeper. Should have passed it. If he did so, Cyprus would have won this match. They would have completed the comeback. It wasn't meant to be. It's still a great performance for Cyprus. Again, I just didn't have Cyprus playing anywhere near this level, so this is a great result for them when you look at it like that, and when you look at it that they were down 2 goals at home. Good performance, but yeah, Romania and Cyprus looking out of World Cup contention.
Action in Group K with England going to Serbia and getting a statement victory, in my opinion. 5-0. 5-0, bro. Serbia looking absolutely weak in this matchup. And England giving the people the goals that they were asking for after those first initial World Cup qualification games. 5 on them, bro. 5 on their head top on what was arguably the second best team in this group. Now opens that second place lane for Albania, who got a result against Latvia today. But England taking care of business. Harry Kane continues building upon his goal-scoring record with England. Madueke, Konza, Mark Gahey, Rashford penalty at the end. 5-0, bro. England flying high.
I love it, man. Madueke gliding through the way we saw him last year with Chelsea, getting a really good goal here to get England their second one in this match. But this is the England that we're accustomed to seeing in qualification campaign. 5-0 against what arguably could be the second best team in this group. It's easy for England. Serbia had no chance.
No chance, bro. And it falls in line with the Serbian narrative, though, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm so happy to see this, bro. I'm done with this
When
team.
it comes against top teams, they're never equals, bro. Never equals against top teams, at least in the modern era of Serbian football. Albania, though, hosting Latvia. Penalty for Aslani, and he drills it home. Albania gets an important 1-0 victory. They've played one more game than Serbia at the moment. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But they now land themselves in second place with 8 points, just staying in the mix. All they have to do is aim for that playoff spot, which is definitely in their eyesights if they can get wins like this against the weaker squads.
Their next matchup in the window is against Serbia.
Huge.
And I think that will be the decision maker for second place. It's in Serbia, though. This is going to be a hell of a match. Unfortunately, I'd probably go Serbia in that game specifically, but be dope if Albania could pull off something crazy.
You want to see Albania, not have to rely on a penalty to defeat the 137th ranked team in the world,
That's
right?
the thing, man.
You'd
That's
like to
the
see
thing.
them. This team could definitely do more. So a little disappointing there. That's how Group K is shaping out. Let's go over to Group F. Group F, where we see Portugal go up against Hungary and Ireland go up against Armenia. Let's look at the Portugal result, with Portugal coming back after being down 1-0 initially through a Varga goal for Hungary. Portugal gets back in the game. They end up seeing the result out. 3-2 victory. Ronaldo continues his scoring prowess. Bernardo Silva, Joao Cancelo. Portugal just showcasing why they're one of the best teams in the world right now, coming back and getting the victory.
Yeah, a couple of things to note in this match, or specifically in this group. Portugal getting the job done. This actually was a really tricky game because Hungary in their last match showcased really good offense, and they showcased it once again, really testing Portuguese defense and getting a couple of goals to add to it. But Portugal showing that offensively, they're one of the best teams in the world. And I think you're always going to be in a really tough shootout when you play against Portugal. That penalty from Ronaldo is perfect. Oh my God. That's what you're going up against. Almost impossible to stop realistically. The goal from Bernardo Silva to open the scoring for Portugal was also beautiful. Yeah. So it's tough. For Hungary, though, what I'm learning is that offensively, they look great, man. And I actually was not expecting this, to be honest. I thought they were going to kind of just continue on the decline that we saw there from the performances in the Euros. But if Hungary's playing like this, they're going to be feisty. They're going to be hard to play against purely because of their progressive offense.
That's true. It's a good takeaway, against a top team to play like this. It's really good. Honestly, you look at that Ireland result as the one where they should have gotten 3 points, but they couldn't. Yeah. Things will get tricky, though. They'll get tricky in this group now because Armenia has come to play. They've come to play, defeating Ireland 2-1 at home, bro. And now Armenia ends this window in second place. It's going to be a race for that second place spot now. In a group where I thought it would just be Hungary and Ireland going at it, Armenia is inserting themselves into the conversation.
I can't believe it, man, because I thought off of the last performance Ireland gave at home against Hungary, they'd be able to at least get a result against Armenia. But I didn't see this match, so I don't know exactly what happened. But to lose, I got gaslit. The Irish gaslit me, bro. I was just not expecting this from them because I thought they played great in the second half against Hungary. Just repeat that performance, and there's no way you can lose against Armenia. At least that's what I thought.
They're an at-home team. They're just going to play like that at home.
I believe
Anywhere outside of that, it's going to be this. Unfortunate, bro. Thing is, they're still in it. They're still in the mix. I don't want to sound too doom and gloom.
Right.
But this is disappointing. This is massively. The way they celebrated getting a point, this is where you got to get all three, man. Yeah. You got to get all three. Disappointing for the Irish. If you're Irish and you saw this game, comment down below what happened and how you feel, because this is not a good result on paper. Let's go on over to the last group. Let's do some Group D action with Azerbaijan tying Ukraine at home and France going up against Iceland in a very notable game. Iceland having defeated Azerbaijan by a big scoreline last game actually put them in first place going into this game in the group, but France, being the big monstrous team that they are, looking to overtake them. This game got off to a really interesting start with Michael Olise making a nominee for the bonehead play of the week, giving the ball away in that back line. What is he even doing back there? Iceland scores. It's 1-0 at the Parc des Princes.
Great pressure from Iceland, and you'll notice a continuing theme in our UEFA reactions. I am so impressed by so many mid-tier European teams in this qualification process right now. Iceland's one of them. I did not expect Iceland to be this good. They came to play. They played some really good ball. They pressed hard. They matched up physically with France in this match. They forced that first goal. Yes, definitely a mistake from Olise that could have definitely been avoided. But credit to Iceland in this match. They kept it as tight as possible.
They did.
But France ultimately come out on top, starting with an unlucky penalty, I'd say, for Iceland.
Yeah, catches him in the back of his leg.
Yeah.
It's
nothing you can do.
It's a pen, but it's just unlucky. It's frustrating. Mbappe scores to surpass Thierry Henry as a second all-time goal scorer for France. Now he's chasing Giroud, and you got to think that he's going to end up being the guy who takes that spot by the end of his career. And then Bradley Barcola making it 2-1. This game did get interesting, though, because Tchouaméni got a red card in this match, and Iceland had the opportunity to go at 10 men. France, what'd you think about that goal that was called off due to what was deemed a foul on Konate? Did he pull him back far enough to make him fall in that situation?
I think so. I think especially in the modern game, if it's visually there, if any pulls visually there, then you have to call the foul. So I'm completely fine with the call.
It was one of those where in real time I saw the goal, I celebrated, I was like, holy shit, they did it. But then you slow it down, it's like, yeah, the replay didn't help. Iceland ends up losing 2-1, but it's all right. It's all right. They end the window in second place. I do think they're the clear second best team in this group. They've impressed. I didn't think they'd be this good in this qualifying cycle. So Iceland definitely has the opportunity to go to the playoffs getting out of this group.
Yeah, it's great to see, actually, because this new generation of Icelandic footballers might be better than that 2016 version.
It might. I don't know fully yet, bro, but it might. It's CONCACAF time, baby. We're home. Let's talk about our region as we have a number of teams fighting for World Cup glory, World Cup positioning. And it starts off in Group C. Group C with Costa Rica hosting Haiti in the CONCACAF game of the day, brother. Because holy shit, what a match.
My God, man.
What a match. Looking at the scoreline, it's 3-3 Haiti, Costa Rica. But then you also see Duckins Nason hat-trick. You also see Costa Rica being up 2-0 and then losing that lead. But then you also see Costa Rica bounce back and salvage a point out of this match. Costa Rica 3, Haiti 3. That's how we're starting.
Dominant first half from Costa Rica. They go up 2-0 and they're cruising. But within a 3-minute span at the beginning of the second half, Duckins Nazon equalizes it, makes it 2-2. First one, a penalty, rebound, but still puts it in. Second one, a bicycle kick. Catches it kind of off of a loose ball, but he does very, very well to put it home. It's 2-2. Then they go on to actually take the lead. It's 3 unanswered goal from Duckins Nason, and it's a beautiful team play that ends with Nazon slotting it home, but there's still 10 minutes left, and Costa Rica will not die. They get the third goal off of a gorgeous delivery from Manfred Ugalde, who finds JP Vargas at the backside of Haiti's defense. He lunges forward, he puts it home. It's 3-3. Chaos in San Jose. What a result, though, for Haiti at the end of the day for me, man, because they should have lost this match. When you look at how dominant Costa Rica were, it's all because of Nason, but also Haiti's collectiveness that gave them the effort to make it 3 goals themselves, man. Costa Rica should not have let this happen. A good point for Haiti.
That's true. No, in the grand scheme of things, this is good for Haiti. I just feel like, bro, they were up on the house, bro. They were, they had $1,000 and they ultimately ended up going home with 200.
Right.
It's just like, damn. But they only ever have $20 in their pocket, right? That's how I gamble, right? So that would still be a big win, but bruh, they were up 3-2 with less than 10 minutes. Yeah. See it out. But the Haiti defense is very susceptible. Very susceptible at times, bro. I really only caught the second half because I was watching the Mexico game in full. So it blew my mind to later find out that Duckins Nason got subbed on in this game. He didn't start.
Yeah, I don't think he started
crazy.
The last game either.
Wow.
Yeah.
3 goals in 1 half.
Yeah.
Erling Haaland type shit.
No, absolutely.
Good Lord, man. Absolute goal scorer, this guy.
2 goals in 3 minutes, too, as well.
Wow.
The ridiculous spell he had. But I think I think that's kind of a worry for Costa Rica as well, man. Like again, at the end of the day,
window, man.
I'm just seeing it bad for Costa Rica right now. Like this is not good. 2 draws. They have 2 points when they were supposed to show up, dominate the group. The big teams right now in CONCACAF not showing up.
That's true. It's wide open now, I think, this group because of that. And we see Honduras take advantage of it, getting a confident 2-0 victory against Nicaragua at home. Kyoto getting on the board first, and then Vega finishing the game off to put the dagger into the Nicaraguans' hearts. 4 points. Honduras tops the table. Business, brother. They should have gotten this win. They got it. This is good for Honduras, especially if Costa Rica continues to struggle like this.
Absolutely. You play a team like Nicaragua, you know it's going to be physical. You know you won't have to deal with much defensively, so just keep it tight, take your chances. That's exactly what happened in this game for Honduras. They get a really good goal with Kyoto. It's a nice looping ball, cross horizontal. He catches it nicely right in front of the goalkeeper. The second one's a Nicaraguan defensive mistake, a howler, if you will. But this is good for Honduras. I mean, against Nicaragua at home, you gotta win. You have to win. If you want to go to the World Cup, this is where you get the 3 points. They did the job.
I'm glad, bro. After their impressive Gold Cup performance this summer, I was hopeful for the Honduran experience going into the World Cup. They're doing it so far. 2 games in out of 6, they're doing it so far, bro. And I mean, I'm getting scared for Costa Rica. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it confidently now. It's going to get very tight, and it might come down to that final match day. Who does Honduras play next? Is it Costa Rica?
They play Costa Rica next in Honduras.
There we go.
So that'll be a must win. If Honduras win that game, I think they'll, damn near secure it. Especially just when you look at Haiti's defense and Nicaragua's overall quality. So that's a huge game for Honduras and a big game for Costa Rica too, because they have to respond.
They have to,
man.
Pressure's on for Costa Rica. Let's go on over to the last group. Group B sees Jamaica 2-win result against Trinidad and Tobago at home. Jamaica 2 games, 2 wins, 6 points leading the group.
Yeah, it ends up being a good win for Jamaica. The match was actually pretty tight. It ended up being hesitant defending from Trinidad in the moments that Jamaica got their goals. Trinidad themselves honestly didn't play that poorly. They scored a couple goals themselves that ultimately got VAR'd out. But Jamaica were the better team overall, but just. They finished their chances. That's the difference, though.
Yeah.
Trinidad, at the end of the day, just not clinical enough. Jamaica get 3 very valuable points here at home.
Yeah, I mentioned last shoot that I like the lineups that Steve McLaren is putting out with this Jamaican squad. It's business first type of mentality for these guys getting the job done. 2 games, 2 wins, I think is really, really positive against teams that they should have beaten. So it's good to see that. When you see teams like Costa Rica struggle when you thought they were going to dominate, teams like Panama struggle when you thought they were going to dominate, everybody thought Jamaica would win this group, and they're doing that so far. Their next test, though, will be the toughest one as they're set to face off against Curaçao, who's in second place right now with 4 points due to a dramatic victory against Bermuda at home.
Curaçao, man, giving me a heart attack in this game. Almost pulling a Costa Rica here because they were cruising. They scored 2 very nice goals. Their new transfer signing that they got to Heath Chong plays for Sheffield United. Wow. He just switched his nationality over for this window.
No way.
So he made
Afro guy?
Yeah.
Damn, dude. That guy's good.
He's good. He made his debut in the last match. This was his second game, and he scored 2 goals, got an assist as well.
Lord.
He had a hell of a match. They need him. They definitely need him. But they go up 2-0, and then they let 1 goal in, and I was like, okay, that was actually a nice goal. A really good cross. He sneaks right in front of the goalkeeper. It's 2-1. But the second goal, you got to go see it. Chris, I'll go to sleep. Yeah, the whole defense just not looking on their backside. There's a Bermudan player just finds acres of space. Horrible defending. That cannot happen again throughout the rest of this campaign for Curaçao. They're not going to get anywhere near the World Cup. That cannot happen. It can only happen against the worst team in the group, and they still had to rely on Heath Chong quality to get that 3rd goal. But it's a good win for Curaçao. They were the better team, but they made it very difficult for themselves in this match.
There was just no need, bro. There was no need. They're completely outclassing them when they're up 2-0. And then Bermuda started looking like Inter Miami with those kids. They tied 2-2, but the defense was woeful in my opinion. And I just hate knowing that exists within this Curaçao team. Kind of like how you said, you got to just act like it didn't happen and not allow it in any future matches, because that is not CONCACAF level. That is not World Cup level. All right, boys?
Yeah.
So tighten up. But still, they end up getting the result. It's big. It's at home. It's important. 3 points. They're now in second place. I do think they're the second best team in this group. Honestly, this group, I think, is lined up the way I think it's going to end, with all 4 teams in the positions that they're in right now.
Yeah, you really look at this one. I think most people had Jamaica topping this group. They are the best team here. I'll be curious to see how close Curacao can get, though, against Jamaica. Those are going to be fun matchups. Curacao hosts Jamaica in that first match of the next window in October. That's going to be a banger. Curacao might be able to pull something off. But either way, I think it'll be Jamaica-Curacao in this group.
Africa time, baby. CAF region, folks. If you have a team in the CAF region, comment that team right down below, because I'd be looking through all the comments. I like seeing who y'all support, and it's an important, crazy time for CAF World Cup qualifiers. 3 results stood out to me as the biggest headlines. Okay? Senegal defeating DR Congo 3-2 in a crazy historic comeback. Cape Verde defeating Cameroon 1-0 to be 1 win away from qualifying for their first World Cup ever. And Gabon tying Ivory Coast 0-0. Of these 3 results, pick one, brother. Pick one. Where are we going?
I'm going Cape Verde. At home, in front of a sellout crowd, this tiny little island just beat Cameroon 1-0. Livramento on the break. 2 Cameroonian center backs just couldn't catch him. They could not catch him. He goes all the way one-on-one with the keeper, slides it past him, 1-0. Absolute scenes. Celebrates in the crowd with the entire Cape Verdean staff. It was so beautiful to see. They hold on for the rest of this match, 1-0, creating 4-point separation between them and Cameroon. What a result.
What a result, bro. And did you see Onana in that goal? Dude, he never rushed out.
Yeah,
I watched back the clip. I was like, that's weird. Weird decision making there. Incredible finish by Livramento. Cape Verde makes it 1-0. They win this game. And the fans rush the field, bro, at the end of the game with flares, with all this excitement, with all this emotion, because they know that they're 1 win away from qualifying for the World Cup and being the second smallest nation by population size to ever qualify for the World Cup. That's history in the making, bro. That really is. And with their next 2 matches being against a feisty Libya team away from home,
right.
but then Eswatini, I definitely do think it will be possible. This Cape Verde generation will be the one to bring the World Cup dream to their beautiful country.
Dude, and they play great football. It's pass-oriented, which you really don't see with small nations like this. But then they add flair with players like Livramento or veteran Ryan Mendes. It's so fun to watch them succeed throughout this one World Cup qualifying campaign. What's even crazier about this Cape Verde team, man, is this project started 12 years ago, back in 2013, when they qualified for their first ever AFCON at that time. It was only 12 years ago. That generation of Cape Verdean players started this. Ryan Mendes was actually a part of that team 12 years ago, and now he's a veteran leading this line. There's players like Giannini, Santos Laguna player who won Liga MX. He was a part of that team. Vojinha, the goalkeeper, was also part of it 12 years ago. He's still here at 39 years old. So this has been 12 years in the making for Cape Verde. Honestly, I'd say they're ahead of schedule, qualifying for a World Cup after just making your first continental appearance only 12 years ago. But they've gotten here through just great football.
Dude, they didn't even qualify for this year's AFCON.
That's the thing.
They're so ahead of schedule.
They're so ahead of schedule. It's awesome. And they're beating Cameroon in the process.
They're beating Cameroon. That's a big African team right there. Cameroon losing a crucial game here. I think they would have at least hoped to get a point out of this match.
True.
Losing it makes this really, really tough for them. Congratulations to Cape Verde. I think the next time we record a conversation about them, it will be with the theme of them officially qualifying. Cape Verde fans, show yourselves in the comments right now. The other game in this group was Angola waking up too late and defeating Mauritius 3-1. It's essentially over for Angola. It's going to be really, really tough. I don't see a way through. 3-1 result.
Pointless result.
Yeah, we move on. Group B action with Senegal going down 2-0 to DR Congo. Bakambu Wissa celebrating at home. 2 memorable goals. But then something that I had hinted at when it came to this matchup, the pressure, the fear of what could happen if we choke away this result. What could happen if Senegal, a big name team in Africa, takes advantage and showcases that experience? What could happen, brother? It's this game. it's this game. The Congo nightmare has been realized in footballing terms. Senegal comes back 3 goals unanswered, and they get 3 full points here to give themselves a commanding 2-point lead up top with 2 games remaining in this group. Senegal now takes hold of first place, and DR Congo enters a very complicated situation.
I hope you're happy, man. I hope you're happy. This is what you want.
I am a little happy. I gotta be honest. Yeah, man.
Did you see how ugly it got at the end, man?
Yeah.
The fans, once that third goal went in, man, they gave up. And as they should have, they started throwing water bottles onto the pitch. Dude, they started throwing chairs out onto the pitch. It looked like a scene of Whiplash.
Damn.
It just wasn't good enough. It wasn't their tempo, bro.
Yeah.
And it's so disappointing for DR Congo, considering they were up 2-0 at one point, man.
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
The first 2 goals that Senegal scored, by the way, weak from a Congan perspective. Weak. Iliman Ndiaye somehow trickles a ball through the defense at a snail's pace. It hits the post. It gets knocked in. That's 1 for Senegal. Then the second one was just toe poke from Nicholas Jackson. It's a great poke, but it surprises the goalkeeper. That's how you concede a goal? It's not good enough from the DR Congo. It's not good enough. But you're right. Senegal showcasing that they're better, they're stronger, they're more clinical, they have more experience. Despite the atmosphere, despite being down 2-0, they're the one in the driver's seat to qualify automatically. Now the DR Congo are living a nightmare where they'll have to go through playoff hell. It was theirs for the taking. They didn't want it.
That third goal was nice. I got to give Senegal some credit there. That third goal was a banger. Really good quality and technical ability on that one. Congo, man, might be cursed. Mm-hmm. They had a really similar, close experience trying to qualify to the last World Cup. They ultimately weren't able to do it. And I mentioned that my worry for them losing this game was the mental effect of it. Because if you look at it right now, on paper, they're set to qualify through as a second-place team. Right. They have a lot of points. They should be fine. But I don't know, man. These things really linger in Africa. They stay in your head, and all of a sudden you see yourself losing 4-0 in the playoff, and you're out of the World Cup. That's my fear now. Obviously, there's still 2 games left in this group, but I think Senegal will take care of business. It's just a massive, massive result. Senegal comes out victorious. Huge game. Now DR Congo is in a hole as they enter the playoff race. 2 more results in this group that were meaningless, but I will mention them. Togo defeats Sudan 1-0. Surprising from Sudan because they could have used 3 points here. And then Mauritania ties South Sudan 0-0 in a contender for most meaningless game of the day.
100% on that last one.
Cool.
Sudan low-key messed up. If they had gotten 3 points, they could have applied pressure on second place and maybe could have done something crazy. Now that possibility is out of the question.
That's done. It's done. So second place is all DR Congos. Let's see what transpires in the playoffs. Let's go on over to the next most important result, which was that Gabon-Ivory Coast matchup where we see 2 top teams face off against each other. Ivory Coast and Gabon entering this game in first and second place in this group. Huge game in Gabon. Ends in a 0-0 tie in a really tense, high-stakes atmosphere and environment, man. You could feel the tension of this game.
Dude, Gabon gave everything.
I
can't even criticize this performance. Yes, it ends 0-0. At home, you would have hoped for something a little bit more if you're Gabonese, but they played great. The problem is when they broke that first line of defense, they were met with an Ivorian wall. Mm-hmm. Still haven't conceded a goal, Ivory Coast. And it makes sense when you look at this performance. They are so physical. They don't give you any space once you get near their box. Gabon really tried. They really did. But that Ivorian Coast defense is no joke.
But I think they tested Ivory Coast probably the best in this World Cup qualifying cycle than any other team. Hitting the post in the 86th minute at one point. Inches, bro. And I hated what the commentator said. He said that could have defined Gabon's World Cup aspirations. I hated that. Because
it's dark,
that's
man.
Dark, bro.
It's the dark side
a
of
couple
football.
Inches in your favor, and you score that, you get 3 points, and you automatically qualify. Instead, you might have to enter the playoff position. It's the same as DR Congo. It could get very, very frisky, very, very scary. But I love how Gabon play. I mean, Dennis Bouanga, my God, bro, the amount that he was running. He looked like a fullback at times. And then he would join Aubameyang up top. And they were trying everything they could, but Ivory Coast also did impress with their defense. I think they came into this game relying on that sector of the pitch and thinking, hey, we only need a point out of this game. We don't need all 3. So let's go and get that. This reminded me of AFCON Ivory Coast, man, where they would push games late, just keep it really tight, really close until they see themselves as victorious. Huge result. It still is very, very tight, though. Very, very tight for both these teams. Do you think this ultimately defines first and second place?
I do think so. Ivory Coast ain't conceding a goal, man. This was the chance. Gabon couldn't do it, although they did get incredibly close. Ivory Coast will qualify automatically. And the thing is, just like DR Congo, anything could happen now to Gabon. This was their chance.
Couple meaningless results as well. No disrespect. Kenya 5-0 against Seychelles in a battle between the two worst teams in this group. And then Gambia defeating Burundi 2-0.
Put both in the meaningless bucket.
Damn, we got a lot of them today. Let's move on over to Group C, where we saw Bafana go up against a dramatic Nigeria pursuing World Cup qualification. Huge game for both of these teams going into it. South Africa took the lead first. Nigeria responds. It ends 1-1. They share a point.
Mission accomplished for South Africa. I think displaying that their form is real. They face a desperate Nigeria side that has a lot of offensive quality. They get the point. I think basically securing top spot for South Africa. And no matter what Nigeria threw at them, they were able to pretty much hold on and have a few chances on the counterattack themselves. South Africa, definitely one of the more informed teams in all of Africa. It's great to see. For Nigeria, this spells a lot of trouble, though, because Benin are trying to actually get that second place spot instead.
Dude, Benin looks like they're going to defeat Lesotho. If they get those 3 points, then they secure second place at the moment with a commanding 3-point lead. Nigeria is going to rely on a lot of luck to be able to get in. And even then, even if they do land at the second place spot, the amount of points accumulated might not be enough, bro, because you need a good 15 or 16, I believe, at the moment to even be in those top 4 of 9 teams in second place. I don't think Nigeria is going to do it.
I don't think so either.
I don't think they're going to do it.
The last game for Nigeria in this group is against Benin, but even then, if they finish level on points, goal difference is the tiebreaker there. So they're still going to have to rely on extras for Nigeria to even secure that second place spot, and then they have to go through the best ranking of second place. It's just not looking good for Nigeria at all. They needed 3 points today.
Really annoying, though, because when you think about it, the World Cup being in the U.S., they would have such a big Nigerian crowd, bro.
Yeah.
I met so many Nigerians here while I've lived here. It's one of the most represented African countries, I would say. And they're not going to be here, bro.
Yeah.
That's disappointing, bro. Really disappointing. And recently, we had a TikTok reel go viral where we talked about who's the best team in Africa. And obviously, we chose Morocco, and I still stand by that.
Oh, easily.
But you know the country that was most involved in the comments claiming that their team was the best? South Africa. The South Africans want their credit. They want to be acknowledged. So I've been thinking about South Africa lately. I don't think they're the best team. I don't. But where do they land in Africa at the moment? Where do you have them? Are they a top 5 team? Top 5 to 8?
Oh, I like this.
10? Give me a number. Let's give the South Africans something, because they have had a great resurgence back onto the football scene. And this is arguably the best team they've ever had.
I'll put them... I'm going to go categories right now, and then maybe we can give a number. Category-wise, in the top categories, I'm going to put Morocco, Egypt, and, I mean, honestly, Algeria. I'm just going to put the North African heritage right up there.
You don't see Morocco in their own category?
Well, yeah.
Like I would.
Sure.
Right?
But if we just say, S tier, A tier, whatever, I'm going to put those 3 teams. Morocco definitely leading the pack.
Yeah,
though.
okay.
And then I think second tier, I would put South Africa. I would put Senegal. Probably another...
Ivory Coast?
Ivory Coast you could add with an elite defense. That's where I'm putting South Africa, right in that second category of elite teams of Africa.
Tunisia
also second category, sure.
Yeah, put them in the second category. Damn, that's pretty good, though.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for South Africa, considering where they were just a few years back. This team, I think today showed that they can go up against basically anybody in Africa. They topped their group. They're almost officially qualified. If they had won today, they would have qualified automatically, but they're going to have to wait until the next window. Elsewhere in this group, Rwanda defeated Zimbabwe 1-0 to stay level with Nigeria on points too. I mean, they're chasing second place as well.
They're trying, man. They scored a banger today. They needed it. There was not much between Rwanda and Zimbabwe, but a banger separated the two. They get all 3 points. They have 11 points, just as Nigeria, which is crazy.
Let's fly through these last few groups. Group A sees Burkina Faso tie Egypt, which is actually, I would say, a big result for Burkina Faso, as they're able to get points against one of the best teams in Africa and definitely the toughest team in this group. 15 points, second place Burkina Faso. That's a good amount of of points to have as they race for second place playoff qualifying. So huge result there. And then Sierra Leone defeating Ethiopia 2-0 to stay 3 points behind Burkina Faso.
Yeah, excellent game from Burkina Faso, where they actually really took it to Egypt in this match at home in front of a beautiful Burkinabe crowd. I hope Burkina Faso can qualify through as one of the better second place teams. I really like the way that they play. But it's really coming to my attention now that, dude, this second place finish is going to be wild.
It's going to be wild.
It's going to be wild. Like, there's not much you can do after a certain point. I think Burkina Faso has had a near perfect campaign, realistically, considering the quality that they have. Yeah. They need 6 more points to really try and secure it. I think they'll get it, but even then.
Yeah, even then, man, it's in God's hands now. That's all it is, bro. Tanzania faces off against Niger in Group E. Niger gets the victory 1-0. Tanzania definitely could have used 3 points here, as they still have second place, but they only have 10 points. They look like they're definitely going to be one of those teams that's eliminated if they end up landing in second place.
Yeah, absolutely. This is actually a huge victory for Niger, by the way. I didn't have Niger even coming close to second place in this group, and they actually have a game in hand to take it. So Tanzania really messed up today against Niger, and the thing is, Niger were actually the better team, man. They got a really good goal where it played down the left-hand side, drills it across the box. There's a striker there to meet it. They end up winning this game 1-0, but they were the better team. They looked more deadly off the counterattack. Tanzania just didn't have any ideas realistically offensively. So Niger being a big surprise in this group. Unfortunately, though, they just don't have a lot of points.
And lastly, in Group H, Namibia getting a huge 3-0 result against Sao Tome and Principe. Shalulele. Hat-trick, baby. Hat-trick. 3-0. This is good for Namibia as they secure second place and they maintain 15 points. That's a good haul of points to have for second place at the moment. Really good result for Namibia. Close it out, and they probably will see themselves in the playoffs.
Yeah, that'd be crazy for Namibian football to get a chance at playoffs. I don't think a lot of people were expecting that, but they do have a good brand of football. This is a big win against Sao Tome and Principe, but it's not over for Namibia. They still have 2 very tight games coming. Not that their opponents are looking for second place, but Namibia need to win out for the rest of this campaign if they want to have a chance. They have to win.
They have to. It's going to get tight. Second place is going to be ridiculous. I'll show the table right here. Look at this. This looks insane. This looks crazy. What awaits us the next window is going to be must-see TV.
God.
Must-see TV. If you don't have ESPN Plus in the States, get it now, because that's how you watch these African qualifiers. That's Africa right there. And that's our World Cup qualifying coverage for this window. Comment down below. How do you feel about your team? Has your team qualified for the World Cup yet? Let us know. Lots more World Cup qualifiers coming, as well as club football now. So definitely subscribe to the channel. Stay in touch. Let's keep talking footy. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.